From around the campus to around the county, this is the award-winning Raider Unlimited News. This edition is being brought to you by Community Bank and Trust, with full-service locations across Northeast Georgia to serve you. And by Habersham Hardware and Home Centers, your building materials and hardware superstore.
Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Raider Unlimited News. I'm Whitney Buchanan.
And I'm Leah Colston.
With the purchase of Dumas Lake in 1997, Piedmont College has once again had the opportunity to expand its campus. Construction is now underway on an addition to the Science Department. Tasha Underwood has more on the college's future Botanical Center.
Ground was broken on June 6 near the Dumas Lake for the new Martin's Botanical Center. The center will be equipped with laboratories, classrooms, offices, and a greenhouse which will contain a variety of plants. Earlier, I spoke with Dr. Adams to find out more information on this exciting event taking place.
We're standing at the construction site of the Martin's Botanical Center on the campus of Piedmont College. This center is given in honor of Dr. J. Lewis Martins, a former biology professor back in the 30s and 40s on this campus. And it was given in his honor by his wife and his daughter. And we also had funds donated by the Georgia Power Foundation to complete this particular project. The center will house the Georgia Youth Science and Technology Center that we have housed now on campus in the library. It will also have some botany labs, and it will also have a greenhouse in which we plan to have some indigenous plants in that so that students can come and study the plants of this particular area.
What actions did you have to take to get this underway?
Well, we were approached by the family. They wanted to give something to Piedmont in honor of Dr. Martins, and they, of course, since he was a biology professor, they suggested something along the line of a greenhouse or a botanical center. And, of course, we were excited to pick up on that idea. And so we had some plans drawn up, and we talked to the family, and they were excited about this. So this is what we got.
When is the proposed completion date?
The proposed completion date is April or May of this year, and of course we'll be moving in the summer and be ready for fall.
Thank you for your time. For Raider Unlimited News, I'm Tasha Underwood.
The Spanish Club at Habersham Central recently completed a unique project. Reporter Christy Torgerson has more.
The Spanish Club at Habersham Central has been involved in various projects concerning the Spanish and Mexican culture. On December 19, 1997, they held their annual Christmas party in which many Spanish-speaking elementary students attended. Earlier, I had a chance to speak with Misty Loggins about this project.
This past December, we held our annual Christmas party for the Spanish-speaking children in the local elementary schools. This year it was a great success. It's been a tradition here at Central for several years now, and it was an honor for us to carry it on again this year. We had food and music as well as Christmas decorations for the party, and each child received a gift from one of the members of the Spanish Club. It was also wonderful watching them participate in breaking the piñata that we had, and it was filled with candy.
What were some of the children's reactions?
Well, judging from their expressions, I think they had a wonderful time. And I know we had a wonderful time in the Spanish Club being able to communicate with them in their native tongue.
We wish the Spanish Club the best of luck. For Raider Unlimited News, I'm Christy Torgerson.
Coming up, Amanda White has the latest news from around the county.
We'll be right back.
You're watching the award-winning Raider Unlimited News with the latest news and sports from around the campus to around the county.
Joining us now for County News is Raider Unlimited reporter Amanda White.
Thanks, Leah. Our Around the County News this evening begins with reporter Cecily Allen, who recently spoke with local artist John Collick to discuss his new print of Piedmont.
With me now is artist John Collick, Habersham County's own claim to fame. Mr. Collick, could you give us a little information about your background in art?
Well, I originated here, and my background is a long series of family connections with the area, and I spent most of my childhood here when the area was more rural and had a lot of history available to see. So I became very interested in that. I grew up with it and went to University of Georgia and studied art and went into commercial art. But all the time I was doing this, I was still interested in the background, the history, and the character of this area. So I began illustrating stories for magazines and writing articles about various facets, the country roads, the barns, and this sort of thing. And as time went on, I began to do paintings of the area. Back in the 60s, I started doing just scenes. And then later, I started doing prints because I do a subject and people were interested in it, so I needed to do more than one. So we got into prints. And this led me into what I call historic research for a painting. I pick an area, specific area, a certain year that will indicate the history of that period, like Demarest at a certain time. And then I have to research all of this carefully so that I know the year that it's going to happen and what buildings might have been there. And this is done with old photographs and maps, people's recollections, letters. And I put all of this together. Then you have to say, okay, this was a certain period. This was going to be 1932. So then I have to research all the kind of clothes and cars and what people would have worn and how it would have looked at that time. So when I get through, I have a complete picture as if I had been in there in 1932 and painted it.
And what was your motivation for your most recent paintings?
Well, more recently, I've gone into some paintings like the one behind you there, where they're a little more personal to me, but at the same time they express the home life of people in the area, the simplicity and the mood of interiors, particularly with light. I like the use of light in pictures, paintings, what light does to a scene, whether it's it might be falling light through a window or on a subject, or it might be an absence of light, such as in a snow scene or a sunset.
Well, thank you, and your paintings are very enjoyable. Good luck in the future.
The United Way organization completed a very busy as well as successful 1997. Reporter Whitney Ray is standing by with more details.
Ms. Kramer, could you tell us a little bit about what the Habersham County United Way does here in Habersham County?
I'd be glad to. The Habersham County United Way is sort of like an umbrella organization, and we raise funds for 22 social service agencies in Habersham County, agencies that help the residents of Habersham County. Many of these agencies are small and don't have the staff to do fundraising in the community, so it's through the United Way that they continue their programs. We've been serving Habersham County since 1980, so we've been here almost 18 years, and we've had such wonderful support from our community.
We understand that you've reached your 1998 goal. Can you tell us a little bit about how you went about doing this?
This is really exciting for us because it's the first year that we've reached almost $380,000. Our goal was $362,500 for 1998, and we went 4% over that goal. And the way that we achieved that is that we worked very closely with businesses and banks and schools with payroll deduction, which means that somebody can decide to have maybe $1 a week taken out of their paycheck that would go to United Way. In fact, I think the school system raised just around $9,000 for United Way this year. Several of the bigger companies like Ethicon and Scoville and Fieldale Farms bring in a great deal of that money. And then there are also the small retail businesses that we had a lot of support from this year in our professional and individual group and government. So it's the whole community working together.
Well, thank you, and congratulations on a great achievement.
Thank you.
This year, the Christmas spirit was once again spread contagiously throughout Habersham County. Goodwill and generosity were shown by many organizations. Toys for Tots was one of the numerous programs involved in creating Christmas cheer. Elizabeth Armstrong has more.
One of the many ways to show you care is by donating money for the less fortunate. This year, Toys for Tots helped nearly 200 families in Habersham County to have an unforgettable Christmas. During 3 days in December, 40 volunteers shopped, set up, and handed out presents for 433 children in the Cornelia Community House. We here at Radar Unlimited would like to express our appreciation to those that helped make this Christmas a great one. I'm Elizabeth Armstrong, back to you in the newsroom.
Our last story from around the county today is sure to warm your heart. John Pritchett joins us from the Humane Society.
I'm here at the grooming room in Clarksville with Debbie, who is a representative for Pet Partners of Habersham. Debbie, could you tell us a little about Fred here?
Fred is a chow mix that inadvertently got into a trap that had been set out for another dog by one of the police departments. And Fred was picked up and was detained for about 2 weeks, and his owners never claimed him, so I went ahead and took him. He looks like he's probably a chow mix. He's probably about 1 to 2 years old. He's been neutered, has all his shots. He's heartworm negative. Gets along with dogs, seems to get along with cats, has a lot of energy, likes to play, likes toys. This is Honey, and Honey is a chow mix. She's probably about 4 months old, and Honey was abandoned with a group of her litter mates along the side of the road, and it took about a week to get the puppies because they were very afraid of people. She's friendly. She gets along with dogs and cats. She has a really nice soft coat. A little bit nervous right now, working on housebreaking. May need a little assistance with that. She's had at least 1 series of shots, and she's been wormed. She'll get another series shortly. And she's just a really good little puppy. Okay, this is Zeb, and Zeb's a collie. Zeb was found by one of our foster homes. Zeb was very thin, had what's called demodactic mange, which is a non-contagious mange that occurs under stress and is actually passed on from the mother to the puppy in the milk. So it's a kind of a genetic problem and a problem with the immune system. But he's been dipped with a special dip multiple times, and he just got neutered, has all his shots. He's heartworm negative. Very friendly dog, gets along with dogs and cats, is crate trained, likes to play with some toys, good about riding in a car. And he's put on probably about 16 pounds since we've had him.
All right, and is there a number people can call if they would like to adopt one of these animals?
It's 776-1923. We do have adoption fees, which helps cover these costs. It's $60 for an adult dog or cat, and that includes a rabies vaccine in that. It's $53 for an animal that hasn't had that. They've had 2 rounds of vaccines and wormings. The adult dogs, anything over 6 months, have been tested for heartworm and are negative. All the cats and kittens get individually tested for feline leukemia and feline AIDS, and those are not contagious to people. They're in as apparently good health when we adopt them out.
All right, thank you.
Spayed or neutered.
Thank you. For Raider Unlimited News, I'm John Pritchett.
Thanks, John, for that great story. That wraps up our Around the County news for today. Back to you, Whitney and Leah.
Thanks, Amanda. When we come back, Raider Unlimited's Shay Frederick will bring us the sports news.
Please stay with us.
You're watching the award-winning Raider Unlimited News with the latest news and sports from around the campus to around the county.
Shay Frederick now joins us with the latest in sports. Shay?
Thanks, Whitney. The winter sport programs have been progressing through this season with many successes, including the victories from our wrestlers. The Raider Matmen attended a wrestling tournament in Attica, New York on December 12th. Reporter Julie Whiting is here now with the details.
Raider Matmen recently traveled to Attica, New York to wrestle in a tournament in which they placed 11th. Raider heavyweight Gordon Richards placed first in the tournament. Andy Payne caught up with him for an interview.
Thanks, Julie. I'm here with Raider heavyweight Gordon Richards, first place champion of the 1997 Attica Invitational. Gordon, could you tell us a little bit about the tournament?
Well, we flew up there. We had a real good time in Attica. As a team, we got 11th out of 20 teams, and they had 20 real tough teams, so that wasn't so bad. And we had a really good time. We got to experience a lot of new things.
During the Christmas season, the men and women's varsity basketball teams traveled to North Georgia for an annual Christmas tournament. Raider Unlimited reporter Shonda Moss is standing by with the results and highlights from this tournament.
While the faculty and students of Habersham Central were taking it easy during the holidays, the varsity Raider basketball teams were hard at work practicing for the North Georgia Christmas Tournament. I earlier spoke with 2 varsity team members, Whitney Ray and Daniel Stafford, to find out more about this annual event.
In the Christmas tournament this year, the first game we played was against Pickens County, and we lost to them, which put us in the loser's bracket. And so we played Lumpkin next, and we lost again, which put us on into the next bracket when we were supposed to play Dawson County. But the game got canceled. But I'm sure we could have probably beat them. But we're practicing hard, and we just hope that we can come on top this season.
We're here with varsity junior member Daniel Stafford. Daniel, can you tell us what other teams participate in the tournament besides Central?
Jackson County, Jefferson, White County, Lumpkin County, and Pickens County.
And what was the outcome for the Raiders in this tournament?
Well, we played Pickens County the first game, and they ended up winning the whole tournament. And so in the first game of the losers bracket, we played Lumpkin County and beat them by a pretty large margin. And they had to cancel the losers bracket because of the ice storm and everything. But we ended up getting 5th place, I believe.
Thank you for your time and good luck to you on the rest of the season.
The 9th grade and JV girls and boys basketball teams are also doing a great job representing Habersham Central. The hard work and dedication of these teams have been shown at each game. Reporters Tiffany Mueller and Christy Nicely have the story.
The 9th grade and junior varsity basketball team have been working very hard for a successful season. Let's go to Christy Nicely, who had the opportunity to speak with some of these players.
I'm here with 2 9th grade basketball players, Kia King and Jonathan Smith. Kia, do you feel that you have come together as a team this season?
Coming from 2 middle schools, north and south, that were rivalries, I think that we've come together as a team and we play really well together.
Jonathan, do you feel your season has been great so far?
Well, it hadn't been that good, but our team has learned to play and we're getting better.
I'm here with Jennifer Molinax and Mac Brown, 2 JV basketball players. Jennifer, what has your team done so far to work towards a winning season this year?
Well, we've been practicing really hard, and overall, we've just come together as a team.
Mac, how do you feel about the upcoming games that you're going to face?
I think that we have to win most of our games that's coming up because we've been working really hard in the last couple of games. We've been scoring a lot of points, and that's about it.
Thank you. For Rate Unlimited News, I'm Christy Nicely.
Our final story comes to us from the Little League basketball courts. Many of these players will filter into our middle school and high school basketball teams. Reporter Dina Kimsey recently interviewed Bill Griffin about the Little League teams.
I'm Dina Kimsey here with Bill Griffin of the Habersham County Recreation Department. Mr. Griffin, can you give us some information on the basketball teams?
We have 758 children ranging from ages 6 to 14. We have 88 teams. We play from January 2nd to February the 7th. We play at New North, New South Habersham, Old North, and Cornelia Elementary.
Is there a number to call if someone would like a schedule of the games?
You can reach us at 754-3650. We open at 8 o'clock, and we close at 5, and that is Monday through Friday.
Thank you.
That wraps up today's sports news. Back to Whitney and Leah at the news desk.
Thanks, Shay. As usual, Habersham County sports are on the rise.
The Habersham Central Art Program continues to shape young artists. Elizabeth Church joins us with more information.
Here in the art room of HCHS, students throughout the school gather to create their artworks. One such student was recently honored by the University of Georgia for one of his sculptures. On December 12th, Jonathan Eller was accompanied by Habersham Central art teacher Pat Williams to a banquet honoring winning students. Jonathan's sculpture was one of only 87 works chosen for the School Art Symposium. Earlier, I spoke with Miss Williams and Jonathan about the symposium. Miss Williams, what is the School Art Symposium and how are students chosen for this honor?
Well, the Scholastic Art Symposium is a long process. It's a juried exhibition. It's statewide. It begins in the home school. All the art students in any particular school are welcome to enter. Very few are selected, and from there it goes to a regional selection, a juried selection. From the regional selection, it goes to the state selection, or juried. And this year, over 800 pieces were in the final juried selection. And Jonathan's piece was one of 87 that was chosen. So it's a very highly selective process and a tremendous honor. I think Jonathan's the first student to be selected for the Scholastic Art Symposium in about 4 years. So we're real proud of him.
Jonathan, could you tell us more about your sculpture and the process in which you created it?
Yes, the name of my sculpture is Fallen Angel, and it's a wire sculpture, and I used coat hangers and guitar strings and some lead wire, and it takes about 6 to 10 hours to make one.
Well, congratulations, Jonathan. We know this is a great honor, and thank you and Miss Williams both for your time. For Radar Unlimited News, I'm Elizabeth Church.
For our final story, reporters Whitney and Amy Moore bring us New Year's resolutions from the county's youth.
Every year, many Americans make resolutions to improve their life for the upcoming year.
This year, we decided to visit the Habersham County elementary schools to see what their goals were for 1998.
My New Year's resolution is to protect the earth and keep it peachy clean.
My New Year's resolution is to pet my dog more often so she can be more lovable and help my mom around the house.
My resolution was to listen in class.
My New Year's rededication is to learn to climb trees better. Is to help my mama clean the house. My New Year's resolution is to do better in school.
My New Year's resolution is to be a better football player this year. My New Year's resolution is to be honest.
Reporting for Radar Unlimited News, I'm Amy Moore.
And I'm Brittany Ivester.
This concludes tonight's edition of Radar Unlimited News. For the news team, I'm Whitney Buchanan.
And I'm Leah Colston. Thanks for joining us.